Now that we've talked about all the different ways you can increase your revenue and decrease your expenses and grow your business and all that fun stuff, of course now we need to talk about some of the other important stuff, such as how to mitigate risk in your business. So it's great to have profits, but if you don't mitigate your risk, something or someone can come in and take them all away. So we need to ensure that your organization is compliant, you have a great structure in place, you're checking all the right boxes, and you're just also aware of what you have to know out there to be compliant. A lot of people just don't know to get started. So in this section, what we're going to do is talk about everything you need to know so that you can maintain a low risk profile in your business. So we're going to start with compliance with laws and regulations, and navigating the complex web of laws and regulations is key for any business. This section is going to guide small business owners through the basics of legal compliance, highlighting the most common areas of concern such as licensing, employment law, tax obligation, and industry-specific regulations. We're going to offer advice on how to stay informed about legal requirements, the importance of record keeping, and when to seek professional legal advice. Additionally, this section will discuss the potential consequences of non-compliance and how to develop an internal compliance program to minimize risk. Navigating the legal landscape. A successful business requires a great product or service and adherence to many laws and regulations. We're going to cover, in this section, we're going to cover what those are, highlight the critical areas, and offer strategies to help you navigate the complex landscape. First up is understanding your legal obligations. So there's two things that you need to primarily think about: your business structure and licensing and permits. Your business's legal requirement depend on the structure, sole proprietorship, partnership, LLC, or corporation. So you want to familiarize yourself with the specific regulations associated with your chosen structure. With licensing and permits, many businesses require legal licenses and permits. These can be federal, state, or local. And what you're going to want to do is talk to other businesses in your area to figure out what they are required to maintain or carry, and then look to see why that is and if you need to do likewise. Understanding your legal obligations. So there's common legal areas, and we're going to talk about those, and those are employment law, tax obligations, and industry-specific regulations. With employment law, you want to ensure with labor laws that you're in the clear regarding minimum wage, overtime pay, and anti-discrimination practices. For tax obligations, you want to ensure that your federal, state, and local filing tax requirements are being met. And then you also want to make sure that your industry doesn't have any specific requirements that you're required to stay compliant with. And again, the best way to figure out what those are is to talk to similar business owners to figure out what they're doing and why. The best way to know what you have to be in compliance with is to stay informed and stay organized. And you can do that through a variety of methods, and three are here. One is by going to government websites. So there's numerous government websites where they provide valuable information on legal requirements for businesses. You want to bookmark the relevant resources so you can go back to them and reference them. You want to be a member of professional associations. Industry associations can provide information on legal matters specific to your industry. And you want to maintain good record keeping. Maintain meticulous records of your business transactions, tax documents, and employee files. This is crucial for compliance purposes and helps in case of audits. When to seek professional help? Well, for these types of issues, it's never a good idea to try and guess or go it alone. You want to try and get professional help if you can't figure out the answer on yourself. So there's a few times when professional advice becomes indispensable. That's when there are complexities, and that's when you can consult a business lawyer if you're unsure about legal requirements or you face an intricate legal issue. When there's contracts, before you sign any contract, have a lawyer review them to ensure you understand the terms and implications. And then serious legal issues. Consulting a lawyer is imperative in serious legal matters such as lawsuits or government investigations. Okay, so what's the importance of compliance? Well, there's 3 points here to consider. First is avoiding penalties. Non-compliance with laws and regulations can result in fines, penalties, and even business closure. Forget profit, you want to stay open, right? Protecting your business. Compliance safeguards your business from legal liability and reputational damage. And then building trust. Operating compliantly fosters trust with customers, partners, and investors. So to develop a compliance program, you need to have these three pieces in place. You need internal policies. That's where you establish clear internal policies that outline compliance expectations for employees. These can cover areas like anti-bribery, data security, and anti-discrimination practices. Training and education. Regularly train your employees on relevant legal requirements and company compliance policies. And conduct regular reviews of your compliance practices to identify and address any potential gaps. In addition, you want to ensure that you stay compliant with the ethics, not just the law, but the ethics behind the laws and behind the practices that we agree upon in our society. So why does that matter? Well, ethical considerations in business go beyond legal compliance. They're about doing what's right even when no one is watching. We're going to delve into the principles of ethical business conduct and why they're critical to long-term success. We're going to cover topics like fair treatment of employees, honest marketing, responsible sourcing, confidentiality, and conflict of interest. We're going to cover strategies for creating an ethical business culture, including establishing a code of ethics, training employees on moral issues, and handling ethical dilemmas. Ethical business practices are good for society, and they can build trust with customers and partners, driving your profitability higher. Operating a business ethically is not just about following the law, it's about building a foundation of trust, fostering a positive reputation, and demonstrating a commitment to doing what's right. We're going to explore the importance of ethical business practices and provide strategies for creating an ethical culture within your business. Why do ethics matter? We just briefly touched on it, but ethics matter for three reasons. One, to build trust. Ethical behavior fosters trust with customers, partners, investors, and the community. The trust is essential for sustainable business success. Employee engagement. Employees who believe their company operates ethically are likely to remain engaged, productive, and loyal. And risk mitigation. Ethical conduct minimizes legal risk, reputational damage, and costly fines associated with unethical business practices. The fundamentals of ethical conduct are as following. Fairness and integrity. Treat all stakeholders, including employees, customers, and suppliers, with fairness and integrity. Honesty and transparency. Be honest and transparent in all business dealings. Avoid misleading advertising or deceptive practices like those. Responsible sourcing. Source materials and products responsibly, considering environmental and social impact. Confidentiality. Maintain confidentiality of sensitive information entrusted to you by your customers, partners, and employees. Avoiding conflicts of interest. Avoid conflicts of interest between personal and professional interests. Okay, well, how do we create an ethical culture? First, you want to have a code of ethics where you develop a clear and concise code of ethics that outlines your company's values and expected standards of conduct. Employee training. You want to educate and train your employees on ethical business practices in the company's code of ethics. Open communication. Encourage open communication and provide safe channels for employees to report any observed unethical conduct. And leadership by example. Leaders set the tone for organizational culture. Demonstrate ethical behavior in your decisions and actions. The benefits of ethical business practices are as follows. There's an enhanced reputation. A strong ethical reputation attracts customers, partners, and top talent, ultimately leading to competitive advantage. Increased customer loyalty. Customers are likelier to remain loyal to brands they trust and perceive as ethical. Improve long-term performance. Ethical business practices contribute to long-term business success and higher profitability.